Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Sports Church right here on the VRR, Vet Revolt Radio Network. I'm your host, John Kerman, a.k.a. Mini. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. 2311 was my MOS. I'm a card carrying member of the E4 Mafia, allegedly, and founding member of this new network that we have, VRR. All right, so we're going to talk sports today. We're going to kick it in gear. We got a lot to talk about and a short time to unpack it. So without further ado, let's start bringing him on. He's a United States Naval veteran. He is my co-host on the Orange Catch right here every Saturday night at 2100 Eastern Standard Time. We had a great show last night. Lots of fun. And without further ado, let's bring on the Devil Doc. What's up, man?
Nothing much. How are you doing?
Facebook just fucked me again.
Oh, again?
Said I'm spamming. Yep. So, I don't even know what to do with this thing right now. It's rubbish, but how are you doing?
Good. I'm hanging in there.
All right.
Waiting for the Padres-Dodger game to start, as you can tell.
Yeah, I see you got your gear on. Right on. I just realized why my lighting is so bad. I'll fix that in a second. Among the 40 other things I got to do while doing the show. Yay for me. Next up, we call him Pops because he's my Pops. He's our auto racing expert. Been in the industry for over 50 years as a fan, as a reporter, and just about anything you can think of. Without further ado, please welcome to the church, Pops.
Evening, everyone. It is an interesting weekend, to be honest with you. Started out real well with the wine fest. That was cool.
Cool.
That's the way to start your weekend off, is go to a wine fest. They only gave you a ticket for 16 drinks, but somehow we came up with an extra set of 16, so that was cool.
Nice. I like it. All right. Next up, I'm getting an echo from somebody. Without further ado.
Whoa, that's weird.
Yeah, that was really bad. Sorry about that. So he's a United States Marine Corps veteran. We served together at the beautiful all-inclusive resort known as 43 area Las Pulgas in Camp Pendleton, California. Guests of the most holistic company in the Marine Corps history, Ammo Company, 1st Supply Battalion, 1st Force Service Support Group, 1st Marine Division. It was glorious times. He's back from his tour, and we'll let him tell you about that. But without further ado, my brother from another mother, Brother Bishop Pook Dawg.
Mr. Pook.
The brother Bishop Pook Dawg from the Sports Church. Nothing but the truth, baby boy. What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man.
Hey, you sounded for a second there when you were announcing me, and you're like that and all that little. It sounded like I worked for NASA for a second. I imagine how it'd be like me and Major Tom blasting off.
NASA.
Oh, you know it. I'm ready to blast off, Pops. You know that.
That would be wild.
You know what NASA stands for, right?
No, what's that?
Never a straight answer. Never a straight answer. We didn't land on the moon. Sorry, guys. That's all right. We won't get into that now, though, right?
That's a different show there, Pook.
That's a different. Hey, we've had that show. Minnie and I have had that show.
Yes.
We've had that show on here.
Maybe I might have briefly spoke on the subject. Maybe
Catalytic converters.
Possibly. Well, I don't know, man. He's going to be going to New York now, and everything's pretty much decriminalized, so he'll be running rampant in the streets there, boy. You know, Aaron Rodgers, he'll be getting down on the subways with all the other hooligans. This is no good. Crystal meth smoking, science denying, low life and ass.
Oh, no.
Jesus. So what'd you do, Pook? Where'd you go, baby?
I went to the Philippines, my man.
Nice.
And like I told you guys, man, I went there to jack off. I really did, to be a jag off. I went there to have fun. Man, that place is beautiful, breathtaking, brought me closer to God. Those people are so humble, they're so kind, and they have nothing. And it's very humbling for me going over to the Philippines. Beautiful. beautiful. Blue starfishes, finding Nemo fish, you know, red sea turtles swimming around, not just nonsense. Crazy cartoon world.
Did
you find love while you were down there?
Hell yeah, I always find love everywhere I go, Playboy. You know that. I'll tell you what, over there, the Pook Dawg is a straight up baller. I'll be balling like a pro over there in the Philippines. It ain't hard, man. I'll tell you what. You wanna take a boat trip? You wanna charter a boat to go do some fishing and some swimming and anchor the boat at a resort and have lunch at the resort and stuff. You're looking at even with the lunch, chartering the boat, everything. You're looking at like 125 US.
Wow.
130 US. Have a nice lunch at a nice resort after you anchor the boat. Bring the food back some chow, or bring the crew back some chow, you know, and do some swimming, do some fishing. Take the boat out from 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. on that beautiful baby blue South Pacific Sea, bro. It is incredible. How far our dollar goes over there, I don't understand the exchange rate. It boggles my mind. It never ceased to amaze me.
What it cost you to fly over?
$12.50.
Yeah.
$12.50. But if I was to do everything I did in the Philippines and the US, first of all, you can't do it because
Right.
we ain't got all that. The closest thing we got is Florida. If you're to do everything I did, bro, yeah, exactly. So if you're to do everything I did in the Philippines and the US, man, hit all the tourist traps I hit, oh man, you have a $10,000 bill easy, man, easily. It's so affordable. The people are so kind, man. I made real friends. I had my own personal driver. That's what a monopoly man I was. That's what a freaking pro ball. I had my own driver. He drove me around everywhere. He was also my bodyguard. He took care of me.
Well,
he was
Did
with
he
me.
have a badge too, or what?
What's that?
Did he have a badge?
No, he was.
And
No,
put your
I
hands up there once in a while?
I just hired Pops. I'm a baller, but I'm not that big of a baller. I hired a taxi driver just to freaking be at my beck and call the whole time. Right. And he actually invited me to his kid's birthday party and stuff. And I had a blast singing karaoke with his uncles and all the people that worked with him at the taxi company. And he had a full hog. They roasted a hog. These people, man, and I know I'm not saying anything disparaging about my man Ronald because he's a good friend of mine now. I mean, the conditions they literally live in, man, I seen guys with nicer pole barns than his house, obviously. Yeah. So, I mean, and he's such a happy guy with his family. He's such a happy dude. And I love that guy. I took him with me when I shot guns. I let him shoot the AR. You know, I was paying through the ass for that because that's something special. I mean, I probably could shoot in the U.S. cheaper, but we were shooting guns over there. I let him shoot the gun with me, and we had a blast. He was like my little buddy, man. He was like my little buddy. I let him shoot the gun. I took him to the cockfights. He's never been to cockfights. They got an arena for the cockfights. Never been to the cockfights in his life. Took him to cockfights. No, I never been to cockfights in my life. It was pretty badass. I mean, I see both sides of that stuff though because it's pretty brutal as well. I mean, I partaked in it. I gambled on it. I had fun at the rooster fights, but and the argument might be these roosters really want to fight one another. Yeah, they do. But I mean, it's pretty brutal. It's pretty barbaric. But it was cool.
Was it sponsored by Colonel Sanders?
Man, they got KFC over there, Pops, but none crazy like that. And I even asked, I said, what do they do with the dead roosters afterwards? And they're like, bro, these things are shot up with so many goddamn vitamins and steroids and antibiotics and everything else, man. He's like, you can't eat these damn birds. I mean, people do, but they stew them and then they drink beer with it and they drink and eat them maybe, you know, like this is not like it ain't. They're not a tasty treat, I hear. These roosters.
So did you eat balut while you were there?
Hell no. But I did love all the food. All the food I tried, I loved. There's not a food that I tried I didn't love, but I'm not brave enough to try balut. No one even pushed that shit on me. But lechon is what really got pushed on me where I was at, and that's that's a whole hog. That's when they barbecue the whole hog with the skin on and everything. And that was really I ate that twice, and that was delicious, man. And then who doesn't like meat on a stick? Who doesn't like meat on a stick, man? I went to a street fair, man, and the street fair was freaking badass. They had it felt like with all the Asians there, it felt like I was in Irvine, California. I'm not even making a joke when I say that. It felt like Irvine because everyone's speaking English. It's Cebu City. Most people speak English. Everybody's speaking English, and they got like a professional band. I mean, I'm not saying they're a cover band, obviously, but they're professional. Filipinos can sing, bro. And they had a band there, and they had like a whole bunch of little, food trucks, and you could eat off all the food trucks. I was there for like 2-3 hours, got gorged, had 3 people with me, spent like $16 US. Good luck trying that at a fair here in the US, man. I'm just saying, like, as far as your money goes, Philippines is awesome, and the physical beauty of the place, just incredible. This is a side note, though. I'm like driving by this place, and it says City of Bataan. So I'm like, oh, fuck, bro. I got chills, man. For those of you that don't know that aren't Marines, the Bataan Death March, man, in the World War II, they freaking killed a whole bunch of Marines. They captured Marines and they took them on these hills are like Pendleton on steroids, man. They're like Pendleton. These hills are like Pendleton on Trinidad. So
I can't remember was the Death March to Bataan or from Bataan.
They were marching them to Bataan.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
those hills are wicked out there. That's for sure. They're giant mounds. They're gigantic mounds, and that gave me chills. And I'm glad I was wearing my sunglasses because I started to well up. And I don't want to be a party pooper ever, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a Marine in my heart. Chesty Puller stamped the EGA on my chest, a long time ago. So that was a trip seeing that City of Bataan. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. All right.
All right. Let's get going. What do you say, Brother Bishop Pook Dawg? You want to lead us off with some MMA talk?
Hey, he had a big fight last night, didn't he?
Yeah, there was a big night in the UFC. We had a bantamweight championship. We had Triple C. Triple C, his nickname comes from the fact that he's been a champion 3 times, an Olympic champion and 2-division UFC champion. Here he is fighting Aljamain Sterling, the reigning, defending bantamweight champion last night. Now, there was this controversy, and I caught it on the internet before I ever seen the fight because I can't get away from it. It's part of my algorithm on social media and everything else. I can't get away from it. I already knew what happened in the fight. I knew it was a 5-round fight. I knew it ended in a close decision. I knew that it was a split decision. I also knew that a lot of people felt, and I looked at an online poll. I got it right here. An online poll on SureDog MMA. SureDog's are pretty much an authority on MMA. If you want to know a stat about a fighter, look up SureDog. I lean on them heavier than ESPN, way heavier. But on their poll, they had 49% felt the Sterling won. 35% felt the Triple C won, and then 16% of people polled felt like this fight was too close to call. Now, I bet on Triple C and lost. Full disclosure. So I was on the Triple C. I thought he could definitely do what other great champions have done in the UFC, being John Jones, being St. Pierre, where they've retired and came back and recaptured the title. I thought he could do something along those lines. I really did. I thought he was that great. I had awareness of his greatness. Now, I had a little smoky smoke, and I drank a beer, and I sat down this afternoon, and I watched the fight, and I scored it round by round. Now, first round, I got Aljo winning 10-9. Pretty close round, but Aljo gets a takedown against Cejudo at the end of that fight. Very impressive. Significant strikes went to Aljo in this round. I gave it 10-9. Second round, very close fight. Very close fight. Aljo got stuffed on a lot of takedowns. Aljo did not look good at times. Henry Cejudo caught him really well a few times. I still gave the fight to Aljo, or that round to Aljo, 10-9. Why? He landed the most significant strikes. I mean, what are we doing here? We're fighting. This is the playground test. 10-9. Third round. Not a carbon copy of the second round, but a lot of different things happened, but pretty much if I was to go into it, it'd be the same summary. Significant, tough down. Aljo's takedowns got stuffed. Cejudo looked brilliant at times. Aljo landed more strikes, more significant strikes. Aljo landed some wicked kicks to the body in that round. I gave it 10-9, Aljo. We
So
get to
he's
the
up
fourth.
by 3 now. He's up.
Well,
by
that's
3.
the Pook. That's the Pook. No one feels the way the Pook does. So I was like, I'm watching a different fight.
Yeah.
So third round, I went over. Oh shit, that's the Pook. Fourth round, 10-9. Again, significant strikes. Aljo won that round, barely won that round. The second and third round, I could see someone maybe giving those rounds to Triple C. Like maybe, like one of those rounds, maybe. Fourth round, I got Aljo winning. Fifth round was close, man.
But 4
Fifth round
rounds
was
he's
close.
won.
Fifth round was close. I still gave it to Aljo. Fifth round was close. Maybe even too close to call. Maybe fifth round's a draw. Okay, so all these guys' scorecards are like 47-48, 47-48, 47-48. I have no idea how they came up with 47-48. I pay attention. I watch this shit. I mean, I'm more than just a casual fan. And you gotta beat the champ. And this is a quote. This is a quote from Sterling, and I believe in this wholeheartedly. And darker fighters, darker complected fighters do have a bit of an advantage when it comes to this. They really do. But at the same time, it's to simulate real combat. It's the playground test. He said in his interview with Joe Rogan, "Look at my face, look at his." Who won that damn fight? Guy's got a knot on his head. Who won that damn fight, man? Like all significant strikes, 110-63. 110-63. Who won the fight? Who won the fight? In my mind, I would love to give it. I would love to see Triple C. Why is Triple C thinking about retirement after that fight? Talking about retirement again, because I believe that he went up against this guy and he knows he didn't have what it took to beat him, because you got to beat the champ. He's the reigning defending champ. He's holding the title. You got to beat the champ.
Yeah.
You have to beat the champ. Now this is my opinion, and I might be making some people angry out there. It'd be great if we could see some comments about that. What you guys think? I don't know if you guys saw the fight. I don't know if you guys any comments, questions, how you feel about that fight.
I did not see the fight, Pook. I have to admit.
Did not watch the fight.
Okay, well, that's okay, because this next fight that I'm going to talk about, I didn't watch either. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why I didn't watch it. I literally have to work for a living, and I woke up and I had enough time to catch that Gilbert, or not the I had that enough time to catch the main event, the Aljamain Sterling Henry Cejudo fight. The fight that I'm going to talk about was a 5-round decision. I knew I didn't have 45 minutes to spare, so I didn't watch the fight. But what I did was I looked up a whole slew of what MMAers had to say about the fight, and it seems a consensus on this fight. Bilal Muhammad won an unanimous decision against Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns and Bilal Muhammad took this fight on a 16-day notice. They took this fight on a 16-day notice because Dariush and Oliveira canceled their fight. So the Dariush Oliveira fight gets scrapped because of injury or whatever. I'm not sure. And then these guys took a fight on a short notice. Gilbert Burns, as you remember, just faced in a main event in George Masvidal last month. It was 3 weeks ago. He faced George Masvidal. So now he's fighting Bilal Muhammad. Now, according to MMAers, other MMAers, that wasn't Gilbert Burns. That wasn't the best we've ever seen from him. And knowing Gilbert Burns and how tough he is, we'll never know what the problem was. But a lot of people are saying there's an arm injury, but nothing's been disclosed about injury or anything. He just wasn't himself. He was in that fight, according to all the consensus. He was in that fight. It looked like he was just trying to survive, and Bilal Muhammad was doing whatever he wanted with him. So now that sets up a possible title fight for Bilal Muhammad. But we're not close to that yet. Other things have to develop, but it helps. It helps when you fight someone else that's close to a number one contender and you beat him. No, there ain't no, oh, he was injured, oh, he was this, oh, he's that. That's, you move up in rankings. Now, what's going to tell me what really happened in this Gilbert Burns fight in the future is how the UFC reacts to it, how the UFC reacts to Gilbert Burns, the fights they set up for him. Because if he was being a company man and taking this fight a little injured and off and not right, and they knew it, they seem to give fighters a reach around when that happens with contract negotiations, upcoming fights, rankings, things of that nature. So I will keep an eye out on Gilbert Burns and see where he's at and see what the UFC decides to do with him after this loss. I don't think it really counts against him that much as far as the company is concerned, just because he took the fight on such short notice.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with Gilbert Burns. I'm a big Gilbert Burns fan. He's an animal and I'll be honest, another reason why, maybe if I would have had a little less, I don't know, smoky smoke, maybe if I would have, not cracked open a couple of beers, maybe I would have caught that fight. But I was really procrastinating watching that fight because I knew exactly what happened in that fight. And I really didn't want to see Gilbert Burns in bad form. I want to see the guy when he's on the top of his game. So maybe I'm guilty of that. But I know exactly what happened in that fight because countless MMAers online, Chael Sonnen among them, told me exactly what happened in that fight. Okay, we got Yan Shou Nong. Took on Jessica Andrade. Who do you think won that fight? Take a guess.
No idea.
The longer name.
Well, we know Jessica Andrade, right? We know her. She's a former champion. She's a hell of a fighter, right? Well, Yan Shounan won that fight. Fight in the second round, KO punches, and this sets up a match for Weili Zhang. This is going to set up a match for Weili Zhang in the summer. Ariel Helwani's calling for it. All kinds of countless others. It's like the obvious match. So we're going to have China versus China. We're going to have the Civil War this summer. We're going to have Yan fighting for the title against Weili Zhang. So we'll see what happens there. That's upcoming. That's going to be upcoming. UFC has to ink that. That's like a rule. It's not going any other way. Not in my mind anyway. We have upcoming in the UFC in a couple of weeks here. We're going to have an ABC special, and I'm going to pull that up because I'm not exactly who's on that card. I know for sure Anthony Smith's going to be on that card. He's going to be fighting one of our favorite Brazilian Irishmen, Jimmy Walker. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. But let me real quick pull up this fight card so I can tell you who else is going to. You got Rosenstrike versus Alameda. That's gonna be like to see who's top in the heavyweight division right there. So that's a pretty decent main event for a free fight. It's gonna be on. I'm sorry, I said ABC, right? Did I say it right?
Yeah.
We got UFC on ABC4. That's going to happen. That's upcoming. That's going to be May 13th. That's the next thing happening in the UFC. And we got Anthony Smith, Johnny Walker on that card. That's a coin flip matchup. Anthony Smith, Johnny Walker. My heart really. I like both guys a lot. We've seen Johnny Walker get knocked out. We've seen Johnny Walker knock people out. Anthony Smith, more durable fighter in that sense. He normally makes it the distance. Normally makes it 5 rounds. He's challenged for the title. He's been at the highest level of this game. We know him because he's a commentator. I like the guy. A lot of guys don't like his tattoos because they say they're really trashy. That don't bother me any. I mean, the guy seems pretty cool to me. Seems like a cool guy to have a beer with. He's going to be fighting Johnny Walker, and I don't know Johnny Walker like I know Anthony Smith. I know Johnny Walker from his performances in the octagon. He had some exciting ones, head kick knockouts against people, things of that nature. So, coin flip match. I probably am going to go with my sentiment. Would be my sentimental pick would be Anthony Smith in this fight. That's going to be how I feel. Rosenstrike Almeida. I'm thinking that Rosenstrike's going to be favored. I haven't looked at the odds. I'd have to give the nod to him in that matchup. Canelo Alvarez had a fight last night. 12 rounds. Went for a 12-round decision. He fought John Ryder to a 12-round decision. From what everyone says, it was a good decision. I saw a picture online where John Ryder was sitting on his ass. So Canelo had to put him on there somehow, right? Unless it was a slip, right? So dominant performance by Canelo Alvarez. That pretty much wraps up my MMA segment, unless you guys have anything else to add or any questions or anything about anything.
Yep. Uh-oh, John's flashing screen.
What's that?
They said John is flashing screens, wondering what he's up to. It's all reflecting off your glasses.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Oh, we have a special guest,
Oh, yeah?
so you might want to remove your eardrums.
oh, son of a bitch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, he's been a mainstay of the Sport Church to the Bar for many, many years. And he just popped up out of kind of nowhere, but you'll know who he is as soon as I take off my headphones. The United States Marine Corps veteran from Wisconsin.
Oh, my goodness
Pterodactyl.
gracious. Oh, no.
Pook, man, you were in the Philippines and you didn't let me know.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no,
I thought
I could've-
I literally
I could have
literally
up,
thought
you know.
I literally thought I literally thought I did. I wasn't even thinking about that, honestly.
Nah, it's all good. My wife and I were listening to you talk about stuff, and then she's like, "Was he in Cebu or was he in Bataan? Because that's Bataan's in Olongapo." And it's like we did a little island hopping, bro. We were around. I jumped from island to island. And when I was in Cebu is where I had the driver, and that was a lot of fun. Cebu City is a lot of fun, but I really like the countryside way more. I really, I was like in the northern central part most of the time because I hear the South ain't friendly for us. But as far everywhere I was, brother, they were so kind and friendly to me, man. They were so kind and friendly to me, man. They're oh my God, they're so humble, you know. Man, they humbled me. They're so humble, you know.
Do we still have monster bases there in Philippines, or is that
you
all
got
gone?
that? I'm pretty sure you got that one air base, right? Still got that one air base.
We still got Subic Base, a naval base.
You got an air base too. There are no Marine Corps bases no more.
Nope.
Yeah, I'd have to ask my wife which ones are open still. I know some of them got closed.
I'm pretty sure the big air base is still open. The one by Angeles City. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Right. People were talking about it still. You see a lot of retired expatriates over there too, man. From that were obviously veterans.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I spent way too much money today. Sammy had to get new skates. So her goalie skates. And since she's moving up to U14s and then going to be high school soon, the base level ones aren't really cutting it anymore. So, yeah, I just dropped $475 on
oh, you're kidding me.
Goalie skates.
Damn, you should have bought them in the Philippines, bro.
I know, right? They do got that rink in Mall of Asia in Pasay. On the third floor of Pasay. That's where the Philippine national team plays. But
why did they put a ring on the third floor?
I don't know. It's the Philippines. It's not as bad as what was the other one? Mega Mall, I think it is. SM Mega Mall. They have an ice rink. It's on the base floor, but then they got the cement pillars that support the building. There's 4 of them that come down on the 2 blue lines. So there's 2 cement pillars on each blue line. It's like, that's not smart.
It's not safe.
That's not safe. How can we make hockey more dangerous?
You know, man,
some cement pillars out here.
You know, the Philippines reminded me a little bit of our country in the 1980s, man. People will be like outside drinking a beer, riding around on a back of a pickup truck, and like, you know, ain't no helmets on motorcycles, you know. It's wild. It's wild, bro. The traffic there is insane, man. How they create their own lanes and weave in and out of traffic, and they're just like beep beep. No one
all they do is use their horn.
Yeah, no one gets road rage. Yeah, no one gets road rage. It's crazy. They miss each other by that much all the time.
Yeah, it's funny. You'll see some weird like shirts and stuff too. You're riding in the back of those jeepneys. I remember we were driving. We were heading up into the mountains in Antipolo, and there's a guy with a cigarette just hanging out of his mouth on a motorcycle behind us with a shirt that says "Virginity causes cancer." It's like, oh man, I want one of those.
All right, Pook. What else you got for us, man? Anything?
Man, that pretty much wraps up MMA. I thought T was coming on to freaking argue with me about that Henry Cejudo's decision, and it's just Philippine talk. But all right, okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
All right.
I didn't really get to watch the main event fights. I watched the prelims.
Because there's people, man. I was hoping there was someone in the chat. I was like, please tell me how Triple C won this, because there's people that are like arguing this decision, and 35% of people polled believe that Triple C won this fight, man. And I want to know how, because I watched with the pen and paper in front of me.
All right, Pook Dawg, good job. All right, Kyle, you gotta go through the boring stuff so I can.
Yeah, I'll get rid of I'll knock out the boring stuff. So,
All right.
alrighty. Uno momento, por favor. I learned Spanish while you were gone.
Don't be
All
prepared. or
right,
anything.
nicely done.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm prepared. I got it. So, because T's here, I don't have to cover hockey, so he'll take care of that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I should get the
Well, apparently,
stats.
the Jets are saying that Aaron Rodgers' wish list is a teeny bit silly. Nick Foles is again looking for work. The New York Giants defensive tackle Lawrence, he signed a 4-year, $90 million extension. This one's interesting. 3-time All-Pro left tackle Taylor Lewan is suing Dr. James Andrews for botching his 2020 ACL surgery. And James Andrews is like the guy you go to in sports when you screw up your leg. That's it for NFL. So here we go. On to the National Basketball League. The Miami Heat currently are up 2-1 over the New York Knicks. Nobody cares about that series. My beloved Boston Celtics are tied 2 games apiece to the 76ers. Really freaking hate the 76ers, so I hope they rot in hell. Then you have the Denver Nuggets playing the Phoenix Suns. The Nuggets are up 2-1 on that one. Looks like Chris Paul's still out with a groin pull. Then the other interesting game, the Los Angeles Lakers against the Golden State Warriors. Somehow or another, LA is up 2-1. I don't know how, because the Lakers fucking suck, but that's just my opinion. That's it for basketball, so I covered that shit. Now I'll hand it over to T so he can take care of hockey.
All right. Well,
Hey,
so yeah, now we're in
dates.
We're sitting here in the second round now of the Stanley Cup finals. Actually, while we were picking up Sammy's skates, we were watching the Devils versus the Hurricanes, which now is 2-1 as the Devils just came out swinging today. They scored 3 goals in the first period. They got their 4th one just 11 shots into the game. So the Hurricanes had to pull their goalie and switch goalies out. It did get to 5-2 at one point. So they did get a little bit of a spark, but the Devils just went on a scoring spree today, and they ended up winning 8-4. So that's a very high scoring playoff hockey game. Right now, the Panthers just scored actually on a power play, so they're tied 1-1 with the Maple Leafs. Florida's leading this series 2-0 right now. So yeah, even though Toronto finally got to the second round after what's it been? How many years has it been since they even made the second round? It's been over a decade.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're not looking like they're going anywhere right now. If they if Florida takes this one and takes a 3-0 lead, yeah, it might be another early golf course year for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yep.
Last night, Edmonton, the Oilers managed to tied their series up with the Vegas Golden Knights. Edmonton got a 5-1 win. I actually saw a crazy video for these away games in the playoffs. Edmonton's been actually selling their stadium out even for away games, and they got laser tracking on the ice where they just got dots on the ice and the puck moving around with like a light show on the ice. So even Oiler fans are even showing up for games when the team's not in town. Our other series, we got Dallas and Seattle will be playing later on tonight. That series is tied 1-1 right now. I'd see the one game. Yeah, the one game that the Stars lost, they saw Joe Pavelski had like 4 goals in one game, and they still lost in overtime.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So
wow,
that's where your NHL playoffs are standing, and I still got my beard, so that's good because my Milwaukee Admirals, they took care of business in Game 5 last night. The AHL in the first round, they only play a best-of-5 series, so Milwaukee had won the first game 6-2 and then lost the second 2 games, both 3-2 in overtime. And then Game 4 was just crazy. Somehow Manitoba scored on themselves. So just everything was going wrong for the Moose in Game 4. Milwaukee was taking a delayed penalty, and Manitoba set their goalie to the bench, and they missed a pass at the blue line, and it went the length of the ice and ended up in their own net. So Milwaukee ended up winning 5-3. If it wasn't for that miscue and scoring on themselves, it would have been 3-3, and they would have pulled their goalie at the end and gotten the empty net goal. So it probably would have went to overtime again, and the Moose have been dominating the overtime in that series. And then last night, with 20 seconds left in the game, the Admirals got a goal to win and move on to the second round, where they'll be playing the Texas Stars, which I think they're going to have an advantage there just because Dallas is still in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So Milwaukee's got all their players back from Nashville since the Predators didn't make the playoffs, and the Texas Stars still have to send people up when the Dallas Stars need it. So it's a little bit of advantage to the Admirals so the way they can take advantage of it. But yeah, I've been paying more attention to the Admirals than anything, and then obviously Sammy's team got another tournament coming up in about 2 weeks down in Chicago again. So
that's cool.
Be fun.
What class is she playing in now?
She's playing with Bantam boys. So she was gonna do. Usually she does girls hockey, but we didn't have the money for it this year. So it's like she would have been U12 girls team, but then this Bantam or U14 boys team was needing goalies, and someone from Hockey Factory is like, yeah, Sammy's a good goalie, so if she wants to play for this team that doesn't have a goalie right now, we'll let her play for free. So it was like, well, I guess we're doing spring hockey. So
that's cool.
So she's playing with basically U14 boys right now on this Bantam White A team. And actually the last game of their tournament last weekend, they played against our home rinks Double A team and ended up beating them. Goaltending.
Hey, next thing you know, she's going to get paid to play.
Yeah, right.
She's going to get paid. They did get 2 kids to come out for this A team that they got another goalie from Wisconsin Dells, so she splits. They like rotate every period. They'll switch the 2 of them out so they get the same amount of periods during the tournament. But she played really well in the first and last games of that tournament. The second 2 games we just got destroyed, absolutely killed, and there was nothing she could do about it. The other team was on the attack 90-95% of the game. It was we were like never on the other end of the when they're just dominating the game, it's kind of hard to say.
Well, yeah, because they were that last tournament too, they were a single A team playing in a double A tournament. So it was like, you could definitely tell the difference in 2 of those games.
Yeah. So hopefully this next tournament we get more even competition.
Right on, right on, right on. All right, who's up next, Pops?
Yeah, might as well. You got the slides, I think?
No.
Yes, you do. Sent to
Oh,
you email.
boy.
5-7.
Why'd you send me? Why didn't you just put them in the slides?
I didn't know there's a place of slides.
They usually pop. Yes, where you put the stuff. Yes. 420. Yeah, you all 402, 416, 423.
5-7.
Show.
It'll be 0507 slides. 050723 slides.
Yeah, well.
Sorry about that. If you could hear my phone in the background. I'm just trying to look up when Manitoba scored on themselves. I was going to send that video over into the chat.
All right, there you go.
Anyway, it's NASCAR. That's the opening slide. Go to the next slide. This one is the interview with Grant Anflinger, who won the race at Kansas City. You play it.
What was different for you tonight in this dominant win?
Hi, Kansas has been a good track for us, but we haven't had a dominant truck like this in a long time. So Jeff Hensley did this for me a few years ago, but I think lights out. We have the best Chevy Silverado out here. Thank you to Champion Power Equipment for sticking with me. It's been a dismal year and a half. I know we came up with a win last year, but overall the season was a little sluggish. First 7 races this year was a little sluggish. I was disappointed in our execution, but Jeff talked to me before the race. He gave me some encouragement. He did a heck of a job tonight. But the biggest thing is these guys just brought me an unbelievable Chevy Silverado. So thank you to GM and their military appreciation initiative. So it's pretty special. Got a red, white, and blue truck there. So definitely very, very cool. So thank you to Dane, everybody at Chevrolet. Thank you to Dennis, Tryon, Todd, Marty, everybody at Champion Power Equipment that's stuck with me. I definitely think this team is capable of doing this each and every week. I'm glad we sealed the deal today.
Grant, can you break down the pass you made with about 30 to go? You did a 2-for past 2 guys for the lead. Walk me through that.
Zane helped me out there. They side drafted each other a little bit there. But at the end of the day, what made that pass possible is we have the best truck out here. So thank you to Jeff Hensley. Thank you to the Fab Shop, Jerry, to GMS Fabrication. Everybody has worked so hard on these things. I don't feel like we've truly shown it, but a few times since the year and a half I've been over here. So we're going to show it a lot more this year. But yeah, they got side by side, made it a little easier on us, but I feel like we had the truck to beat anyway.
Congratulations.
And I swear he had
finger. You've been so close.
Click, there you go. I swear he had extra 50 cubic inches because he just playing blew by him. That was unreal. Anyway, Corey Heim, who was a dominating truck earlier in the race, came in second. Zane Smith is third. Stuart Friesen and Ross Chastain. You see Ross Chastain coming up on new slides later. But anyway, finishing 7th, which is a very poor finish for Kyle Busch. Hallie Diggin finished 12th, and Ty Majeski, unlike him, was your series leader going into today. Finished 25th after an accident. Next slide. There you go. The season standings. Zane Smith is now your new leader because he's got 2 wins. Ty Majeski, they got identical points, but Ty does not have any wins. And even though they're tied up in top 5s, Zane Smith gets the nod because he's got the 2 wins. Ben Rhodes is in 3rd place. Corey Heim is in 4th place. And Grant Enfinger, who won his first race today, is in 5th place, which is kind of cool. You got a whole bunch of trucks that are really holding their own. Next slide. We're going to Kansas, where the Xfinity are, but the the trucks were there this afternoon, and they got done 5 minutes before the show tonight. So we got abbreviated slides. But anyway, go to the next slide.
All right.
Denny Hamlin. Denny is an unusual driver in that he can't win a championship. He's been in the championship like 7 times, but he's never won it. He did beat Kyle Larson today, and Kyle was leading with 15 laps to go, and then he managed to get by him. William Byron was in third. Bubba Wallace came home fourth. I don't know what it is about Bubba in Kansas, but he has an ability to run real well there. Ross Chastain, did I mention his name before? He came in 5th in the Truck Series. He came in 5th in the Cup Series today. So Chastain is holding his own. We didn't get to see him bust any watermelons today, so we only get to see that when he wins. Next slide.
Yes, sir.
Standings look like this. And again, these haven't been updated from today's race. So this is as of this morning, not as of this afternoon. Truex, Hamlin, Reddick, Gibbs, and Ross Chastain. So I don't envision too much changing, but it is interesting to see that Denny Hamlin is hanging in up there. I don't know what it is. When they get to the championship races, for some reason or another, Denny just can't get the job done. He's co-owner of the 2311 team, and you would think that would be a distraction, but he is personally running very, very well. So it'll be interesting to see where they go. On to F1. Next slide. Next slide. They're down in Miami, and this is wild. I can't. I don't know. I have trouble dealing with this. This is the Miami Grand Prix. That's the Hard Rock Stadium there. They used the floor of the stadium to have the hospitality suites for all the teams. It is wild. You look in the lower center picture, there looks like there's a harbor there.
Yeah.
That is plastic water. And they pull $1 million yachts and anchor them in that plastic harbor. So, I mean, they go all out, and F1 is absolutely insane anyway. So it's crazy. This year, though, it is really interesting. Go to the next slide. You'll see. The CryptoCon. Oh, no, that's con. That's just supposed to be calm.
Crypto.com. I mean, con.
I really think crypto is a con anyway. Anyway.
How dare you?
Mindset.
Boomer.
Anyway, Verstappen again led. Sergio Perez. Gee, imagine that. Second place. This is the surprise. Fernando Alonso. 4 out of the last 5 races, Fernando has been on the podium. So the Aston Martin did something right this year. George Russell was 4th. Carlos Sainz was 5th. Lewis Hamilton 6th. Charles Leclerc 7th. So I mean, it's crazy. Gasly and Ocon 8th and 9th, and Kevin Magnussen Haas scores a point. Yay! Anyway, with the exception of Red Bull just dominating, it is really neat to see Aston Martin and Alonso particularly doing so well. Russell is always good. The next slide, you'll see the standings. Well, maybe we won't see the standings. Anyway, we'll just go to next week. Darlington, I don't know. I must have lost the slide. Anyway, Darlington, next week, you got the track Too Tough to Tame, Craftsman Trucks, Xfinity, and NASCAR Cup. So you got Craftsman Truck on Friday, Xfinity on Saturday, and Cup Series on Sunday. In F1, you've got the Gutter Airways Emilia Romagna. Pook, can you say this?
Emilia Romagna.
Whatever. Anyway.
Emilia Romagna.
Yeah.
And how do you say that? Airways?
This is apparently
Emilia Romagna.
Italy. because it's Enzo Ferrari. So that's their track. So that's going to be Italy. And then IndyCar is at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course next week. So a lot of racing next week. It should be a fun week. And that is what we got for today.
All right.
We're going to get into some juicy MLB action.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I can't wait to sink my teeth into this juicy MLB action.
How many games you watched so far this year, Pook?
I don't know, 5, 6 maybe.
Before you do get into MLB, Chris Benoit did find that video of the Moose scoring on themselves, of the Manitoba Moose scoring on themselves in that AHL game, if you want to see the video of it.
Do they drink Moosehead down there at the Manitoba
should
Moose
be
game?
in the yeah, they just play at the Winnipeg Jets stadium, so yeah, that's if they sell it in there.
I just want to go on record as saying I love the pitch clock. I love the pitch clock.
Everybody seems to.
I love the
I
pitch
haven't
clock.
really heard anybody that
clock.
does not like the pitch clock. Everybody
look above you, T. He doesn't like it.
Yeah, it needs to be. Yeah. It needs to be adjusted.
Dude, you need to go back to the 1930s where they had no shot clock in the college basketball. That's what this feels like. It feels like they should have had this freaking rule in the 1900s.
Oh.
Yeah, that was on a delayed penalty. The Admirals had taken a penalty, and then the Moose just completely missed on their pass back to the blue line. No goalie there since they wanted to get the extra attacker on the ice.
Oops.
I have never seen that actually happen before, though. That was the first time I've seen that. I'm sure it probably has happened at some point, but that's a pretty rarity, especially at the the AHL is just one level below the NHL. It's like AAA baseball. So at that level, they shouldn't be making mistakes like that.
Well,
hey, Mini, what's your problem with the pitch clock?
I think they need to add at least 3 to 5 seconds to it.
Oh, that ain't bad. I can see that maybe. Most guys ain't even using the time they need.
Yeah, and I think they need to assign another umpire to every crew, and his responsibility is solely that.
The clock.
Yeah, the clock.
So that the home base umpire doesn't have to worry about that shit.
All right, I take my smart mouth back. I said you belong in the 1930s with no shot clock in college basketball. I didn't mean that, bro. I take it back. I'll concede.
Do you remember how crazy it was in college basketball before the shot clock?
It really wasn't that
emotional damage.
But it was crazy. I mean, they would go to stalls that would take 5 minutes. It was wild.
Pook, you haven't been here for a minute, and I just gotta give you something, brother. Are you ready for it?
This is strictly for you, and you also have to wear something as a penalty.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing nothing, man. This is nonsense, man.
Now you got Rick rolled, bitch.
Why, dude? Why is that a thing?
It still is.
Why is that a thing, bro? Why was that ever a thing? Let alone still.
Because he's never going to let you down. He's never going to let you run away.
I'm going to give you up.
Even my kids know that one. Even the kids are into that one. So.
Oh, have you showed Pook the other one?
Which one?
The fat kid eating.
Oh.
老铁们，咱们今天简简单单吃上一顿啊！双击扣8，谁扣谁罚3等价，弄乱没毛病，开喽！真香啊！老铁们，咱们今天简简单单吃顿又麻又烫的大麻辣烫啊！这人我这大麻辣烫给我戳它，弄乱没毛病，开喽！
What's your name? Hi. What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! What's your name? Ezekiel! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you! Fuck you! Hey, you know what I did last night? You better not break my mother into this! You know what I did? You better not! I put that fly over there! Oh! Fuck your mother next year. Fuck you, big dog.
Unreal.
Oh man. Yeah. So
I got emotional damage from this show, man.
yeah, you should after missing last week's show. I'm jet lagged.
I gotta tell you something, bro.
No,
All
you're
right.
pussy lagged is what it was.
Listen, you listen to me, you no good, low life and New York Yankee fan, motherfucker. Listen up.
Oh shit!
I didn't even make it to work. I slept through work, man. I freaking never miss work. I'm never late, bro. I slept through. I'm
Because
15
I got
minutes
high.
prior.
Yeah. Whatever, Afro man.
Yeah, that's a hell of a time difference coming back. From experience.
Yeah, they don't get it, bro. They don't have no clue, dude. They don't have. I slept through work, and they're like wanting me to make this radio show. I slept through work.
Yeah, your time's off by about 13 hours once you get back.
All right, boys. We should talk a little MLB.
All right, I'll start off with the AL.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, before we start, got to give a big RIP to Vida Blue, possibly one of the best pitchers of the 70s.
Yeah, he was
possibly.
Awesome.
Was one of the. Yep. So I'm going to kick things off in the American League Central.
You know who wasn't one of the best people in MLB?
Yes, that guy, because he's got a gap between his teeth,
and
that illogical cunt, Phil Cousy.
Wow.
I like how he's posing
really
he's posing like that.
Look at what's under my name. Look what's under my name. It says Phil Cousy is still a
self-righteous cunt.
Yeah.
And it's like how in the picture he's like what was the Molly Shannon's character in Saturday Night
Oh,
Live?
Superstar.
Yeah.
And then she starts sniffing her fingers.
Oh, I'm sure Phil Cousy does that in a lot of other dirty things, like molesting collies, getting pegged.
Oh yeah, he probably does like to get pegged.
Yeah, I mean, probably by this guy. This guy likes to get pegged by this guy. This guy
with a ginger dildo
is the worst of them all, and this is his bitch.
Yep.
Dude,
that's what that face says right there. It's like, oh, hi, daddy. I'm going to get you later.
This is the gayest show I've ever been on. This has got to be the gayest shit. This has got to be
bullshit.
Gay, bro.
You've done way worse than this.
You guys got me visualizing this crazy freaking homosexual nonsense fantasy, bro. I don't like it. Gay.
This episode is not sponsored by Bud Light. What are you talking about?
Drink up, fellas. Drink your Bud Light, fellas.
Okay, so in the American League Central, you have the Twins at 19-16. They have a plus 26 run differential. They are your leader. Then you have the Cleveland Indians. Yes, that's right. I said the Cleveland fucking Indians, not the Guardians. They are 16-18. Negative 18 run differential. Then shockingly, you have the Detroit Tigers at 15-18, minus 41 run differential. Then you have the meth heads on the south side of Chicago, the White Sox, at 11-23, negative 67 run differential. Then taking up the rear, the Kansas City Royals at 9-26 with a negative 66 run differential. Now, in the American League West, Texas Rangers, 19-13, plus 77 run differential. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, 19-15 with a plus 20 run differential. The Houston Astros at 17-16, plus 22 run differential. Then you have the Seattle Mariners at 16-17. Plus 9 run differential. And taking up the rear soon to be the Las Vegas A's, at 8-27 with a whopping negative 124 run differential. But they are still one game behind Kansas City for the worst record in baseball. Now to the fun division, the American League East, where everybody is above 500. You have the Tampa Bay Rays at 28-7 with a plus 125 run differential.
Damn.
Then the Baltimore Orioles at 22-12 plus 29 run differential. Then some strange reason, the fucking Toronto Blue Jays, because nobody gives a shit about them.
Hey, Christmas.
Well, Chris does, but he doesn't count. He's Canadian.
Oh, one of our biggest fans. Good
Yes,
call.
I know. They're 21-14 plus 20 run differential. Then my Red Sox at 21-15 with a plus 25
I don't
run
even know
differential.
how that's fucking happening, to be honest with you.
Then the most shocking thing ever, taking up the rear, is the New York Yankees at 18-17 with a plus 3 run differential.
I don't know. I think Baltimore being as good as they are is probably the biggest surprise.
Oh, their farm
honest.
team is phenomenal.
Yeah, they well, I mean, yeah, you can only be bad for so long, I guess.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. Just look at the Oakland Athletics.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, but the Yankees, I mean, they are literally beat the fuck up. I mean, Stanton's hurt because Stanton's always hurt. The scary thing for the Yankees is, if I was a Yankee fan, would be, oh my God, how can I forget his name? 62 home runs.
Oh, Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge last week, sliding in the third, got a hip injury. They put him on the IL, and here's the problem with that. He's made himself into a pretty good outfielder. He can probably play any position out there in the outfield, but I believe his mainstay is right field. But the problem with the hip injury is what, Kyle? For power hitter, where's all your power generated?
From your hips.
All right. So this could be a huge problem. The Yankees won how many games last year? 99?
99 or 100?
Yeah. And Judge carried them on his backs the last 2 months of the season. I shit the bed in the playoffs, but
just like the Dodgers.
Well, we'll see about that. But yeah, I'm worried about that. That is huge. That is probably one of the worst.
Worst injuries you can have.
Yeah, you get these oblique injuries, which are really nagging and scary. But once you take the time to take care of them and they're gone away, you're good to go. Like it's not a thing that's going to haunt you forever. It's just a muscle thing. But if there's a hip and there's ligaments and tendons involved in this that are damaged, I don't know.
And Chris knows I was only joking with him.
Yeah, I don't know. This could be done. I mean, like, look, the Yankees are hurt. They lost 2 guys the other day in 1 inning. Literally, 1 in the top and 1 in the bottom.
Literally, half their roster is on the IL.
Yeah, Carlos Rondon is now. There was a press release about him the other day that he's having severe back spasm issues, and it's like, whew, I mean, you guys are just.
You spend money and then you spend it on hurt people.
Well, but they haven't. If you look at the Yankees payroll, it hasn't been like crazy like it has been in the past. Believe it or not, go ahead and look it up. It's not as crazy as it used to be. So
let
they're
me
not.
chime in.
Yeah.
Let me chime in a little bit here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this segment is MLB, and it just turned to Yankee Talk Radio. What's up with that, Mini? What's up with the Yankee? What's up with the Yankee? What's with the Yankee homer?
I don't know. Moving on.
New York sports state.
I don't know how long it takes them to figure
Could
it
be
out.
one day, maybe like maybe their ears. What the sounds like, but go. It's entertaining. I'm learning all about the Yankees. I know everything about the Yankees.
Hey, Pook, they're above 500. Who cares?
Yeah, like who cares about the Yankees anyway? Right now, they sound a bit irrelevant with all these injuries. But Mini obviously cares. Please go ahead.
Hey, if you listen to enough baseball pods, you douche, you will just have this embedded in your head, and it has to be talked about because it is a premier franchise in the game.
Look,
that's all there is to it.
I'm not telling you that I don't appreciate it, and I'm not telling you that you're coming scoop on the Yankees. This is good. This could be on. This could look sportscast right now. Easy. Take it as a compliment.
Can I continue?
But you are a closet Yankee fan. Everybody knows it.
And Pook is a closet Lions fan.
Everybody knows.
Pook is a closet lot of things in the Philippines.
The closet. Oh, God.
Well, that's not the way they say in Philippines. They don't say it in the closet.
Second hottest spot for lady boys in the fucking world. And
you listen to me.
It's not as.
I don't. Yeah. All right.
The Philippines isn't as hot on the lady. I shouldn't say hot. High is in lady boys. Is there?
What metric are you using? I mean, if you're going from a 10 to a 7, it's not that big of a dip, is it?
No,
I appreciate the self.
I'm not talking about how they look. I'm just saying there's more in Thailand than there are in the Philippines.
Squirrel.
I am not gay. My boyfriend is.
There you go.
Emotional damage.
That guy's gay.
All right. Yeah.
He's really gay.
That fucking guy.
I don't understand. I get why the Yankees are terrible. The Red Sox are strangely hanging in there. I mean, although the Rays are running the fuck away with this, the Red Sox are in desperate need of pitching. The Blue Jays, they got lucky. They
need haircuts.
Yeah, that too. Orioles are the biggest surprise. Are they going to buy at the trade deadline? Do they have the ammo to pull that trigger? We will find out. But they're hanging in there, and one of the best surprises in baseball, at least in the American League, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Central. The Twins are getting it done. Guardians are hanging in there, man. I don't know. Tigers are kind of, and thank God the felons from the South are sucking. I love it when that happens.
Yeah, but today they beat the crap out of the Reds 17-4.
Yeah, well,
beating the Reds is not that tough.
No, it's not at all. The Texas Rangers, despite losing
DeGrom again.
They're still doing all right. I hope they have a backup plan for him. I really do. And the Angels, God, I mean, that team next year is going to be so fucking bad.
Yep.
So bad. Because if Shohei takes off, Trout
is gone.
He's going to be like, fuck you. I'll retire if you don't trade me. Like, piss off. Like, I got enough of your money. I can live off, and I can just have vagina thrown at my face all day, every week. But yeah, he's got to be gone if Shohei leaves. And I'm pretty sure Shohei is going to leave. So where he's going to go is going to be the biggest, most argued question in baseball podcast this year for sure. Seattle is horribly disappointing, in my opinion. A lot of people had them picked to win the division. Surprisingly, Houston not doing that welly.
They're all injured too.
Yeah, that's another clearinghouse of walking wounded for sure. But to the National League and the Atlanta Braves still rolling. Oh, I gotta find it. Come on, hold on. Give me a second, boys. Give me a second. I gotta do it. I have to do it. I have to. If it would actually,
play
for me. There we go. All right, let's do this. No, yep, there we go. Oh, and YouTube needs to make their commercial and make their money off their 3-second fucking commercial. Fucking assholes. Oh, yeah. Come on, everybody, get into it. I mean, it's fun, right? I love it.
I do this at my daughter's hockey games, but since they're the Warbirds, I do it with the arms. Like
24 and 11.
I do the chant too. I go, oh.
Are the Braves 9-8 at home, which is weird because they go away and they're like, yeah.
We're
this is my home now.
away. Yeah.
We're 53, got a plus 56 run differential, a 2-game win streak. They are 7-3 in their last 10. The New York Mets. Well, we could talk a lot about this. And we could talk a lot about Max Scherzer as well. They just got Justin Verlander up. And he didn't do so welly, as one New Yorker expressed me one time. She swears it was the word welly. Didn't do welly. Yeah, he didn't do welly. Max Scherzer, after his suspension, which I thought was bullshit, and why Phil Cuzzy's a cunt and why Rob Manfred's a piece of shit. Yeah, I have a huge problem with the fact that the only umpire to eject somebody for violating the rules has been the same guy. That's
3 different times.
You say suspect? That's a little suspect, right?
And it's the head of the Players Association.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And guess who was, before he became commissioner, the head of labor negotiations on behalf of the owners?
Manfred.
Oh, weird. Isn't that crazy? That's why if I ever met that guy, I would probably go to prison. I hate petty little white men like that. I hate them.
Yep.
I hate them. Just hate them. Like, you're doing it too because I'm a powerful man. No, your power is an illusion. It's basically just agreed to. If somebody actually challenged you physically, you die. But anyways, moving on. The Mets are hanging in there, but man, they're 7 games back. I don't know. I just don't know. Even if Max comes back, and he's having a terrible season. I pulled him up on Baseball Reference this year. He's got a minus 0.1 WAR, which is not that bad. He's 2-2. He's got a 5.56 ERA, man. 22 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, and he's got a 1.412 WHIP. Not good. Not good at all, especially for a strikeout pitcher. That WHIP is very important to a power pitcher. And yeah, he's not doing well. So I don't know. I don't know if this is the end. I don't know if Max is going to turn it around. I have faith that he will, hope that he will, because I love the dude. I could never hang out with him in a bar and talk to him because those 2 eyes would just fuck me up. But I love him, man. I love gamers like that. I love hardcore.
Didn't he get caught with the sticky substance on
No,
his hands?
he didn't. It was rosin and sweat.
That's all it was.
That's what he says it was.
No,
that's all it was.
That's what it was.
Because when you use rosin and sweat, and then you go and you wash it off, and you have a player person there watching you physically take it off your hands, they check your hand. Then at that time, if it's still sticky, you put alcohol on your hand.
Which, if it doesn't dry quick enough, makes it
then
even
it gets even more stickier.
So you could do that with a baseball. I'm using a playing card, but you can literally do that with just sweat, a little dirt in the rosin bag. You can do that with a baseball right there. Literally.
So this has been an issue for a long, long time.
Yeah. But
rosin's legal.
But rosin is legal. And they still pinched them for it, which is just there's poop. It's fucking maddening to me. It's just I just one of the guys who was most against the Spidey tech and all these guys cheating with that shit so they get wicked spin rates. And then one of the biggest MLB player association leaders gets smacked for this. He's run won a World Series, right? 3 Cy Youngs. And they did this just to tarnish him because Rob Manfred has a small penis.
And
by the way, Sports Church will never, ever get permission to play clips from MLB. And I don't really give a fuck.
Hey, so, Mini, this is what goes along the lines of permission and you don't give a fuck and all that. you mentioned at the top of the show about Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're on Rumble now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's growing. That audience is growing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We should just focus on that. Facebook's fucked us over so much over the years, man.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous, bro.
Facebook
Like nonsense.
sucks, YouTube
Every time
sucks. I
we
love
build an
Rumble.
audience, every time we build an audience up around 2,000 or more, man, they always jack with the algorithm and jammed us up, bro. So why would you even mess with them? I mean, obviously you got your page and everything, keep it, but I'm just saying, like, who cares?
No, I
Like,
feel
who
you,
cares?
bro. I feel
Who cares
you.
about them?
All right.
Well, they do provide the way we do the show, so.
Provide a way. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on Rumble. We're going to be on Odyssey. Yeah, so Facebook is going to go bye-bye eventually.
Yeah, Zuckerberg and Fuckerberg off.
Yep. Miami Marlins played a series with the Cubs this weekend. They won today. They almost got swept, but they won today because Albert Alzolay blocked a run in from third. Let me you guys can look this up. I don't know if I can pull it up fast enough. Maybe Kyle, while I'm talking about it, you can pull it up. It was the biggest bullshit balk I've ever seen in my entire life.
Boy, hell, we got 70 minutes left.
Kyle, if you can look up the balk video on YouTube or something like that, find it for me. We'll put it on. He basically dipped his glove. Now the balking rule is in place to prevent pitchers from deceiving runners, right? Well, this guy was on second base, and Albert adjusted his foot and then dipped his glove like he was about to start his motion and got called for a balk. Bullshit. Now, did the umpire call it correctly? Yes, he did, unfortunately. Stupid fucking rule, though. Stupid rule needs to be adjusted, needs to be looked at. And MLB needs to have a stupid rule committee. Like, why is our commissioner a bitch? Why do we allow stuff like that?
Who was pitching?
Albert Alzolay for the Cubs.
I already sent it.
Did you send it? Where is it?
I'm sending it to you now.
In Sports Church?
Send it to you on Sports Church and your personal.
All right, I'm waiting for it. I don't see it yet.
You should have it.
There it is. There we go.
There it is. Yeah, I saw it on mine too.
Okay, here we go.
You ask, you shall receive.
ESPN is going to do a little commercial about some people in Greece, I'm assuming. No, Italy. Italy. It's all right, though. Good for them. All right. Whose dogs are barking? All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here it is. Now, tell me if this is a balk. Honestly, tell me this is a balk.
You can't ask us to be honest. For God's sake, it's been years we haven't been honest.
Held in the 13th, he threw 3 pitches, but allowed a run. It's not charged to him, but
what's with them seagulls in the background?
That's the balk right there.
That was in a balk.
No, he just lowered his glove a little bit.
It's not charged to him, but
yeah. Let's do it one more time just to confirm this wasn't a fucking balk. His legs weren't fucking moving.
Charged to him, but
yeah, his legs didn't move at all. He just
threw 3 pitches,
lowered
but
his
allowed
glove.
a run. It's not charged to him, but
Is that Phil Cuzzy?
No.
Angel Martinez?
No. I wish it was. It'd be easier to explain. But, yeah, that's how the Cubs lost today in 14 innings to a balk. Yeah. Another rule they need to get rid of is they need to get rid of the ghost runner or whatever it is in extra innings.
Pinch runner?
No, the ghost runner.
Yeah.
The runner comes.
Oh,
up
yeah, where
at
they
second.
start him at second. Yeah.
We need to get rid of that shit. You want to get a win,
like-
earn the win. Now you got the pitch clock going. You don't need to cut down the time anymore. You got the pitch clock, so
I
get rid of
fully
that.
agree there.
It's
I
such
fully
a
agree there.
joke. It's such a joke. It is such a joke. It's such a joke. I am so done with it. But anyways, Moving on to the Central. I don't know. Are the Buckeyes? Oh, God. I was supposed to have this ready. I didn't have it ready.
Buckeyes?
Suck at everything. Oh, God. Come on. There we go. Come on, boys. No commercial. No, I don't want a commercial from Kroger. You suck. Suck. Fuck you. Really? Two commercials?
You gotta buy the premium subscription to fucking avoid that shit.
Yeah, well, it's just gotta start paying.
That's where they
for
get you.
It does that.
That's how they get you, man. That's how they get you.
Pittsburgh Pirates still up top, 20-15, 9-7 home, 11-8 away, plus 18 run differential. They've been tanking though lately, ladies and gentlemen, and this might be the sign that they are not for real. 3-7 in their last 10. Now they've been playing some pretty good teams, and that kind of shows up. Some bad teams have really good starts because they have easy schedules and whatnot. I don't think the Pirates are that bad, but they did run into a buzzsaw this week, and they are feeling it. However, here's a funny thing. Even after today's play, still a half game above the Milwaukee Brewers, who aren't getting talked enough about. I talked about them in the beginning of the season.
They're too injured right now.
Yeah, well, welcome to but they're 19-15.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
I know.
Plus 17 run differential. They're 4-6 in the last 10. The Cubbies still hanging at 17-17 and 500. And this is where I thought the boys would be. And I think this is where they're going to be all year. This club is not we don't have a closer. Our bullpen is still trying to be figured out by Rossi, and he needs to fucking get on it. He's a catcher. He's supposed to be fucking smart. Get on that, Rossi. Figure out that bullpen, man. Figure out the order of those guys. Pick a closer. Give it to Keegan Thompson. He's got that attitude. He's got that attitude. He's if you ever watch Keegan Thompson pitch, he's got that. Maybe work with a little pitch or two of his and get him in there. But not a good week for the Cubs. 3-7 in their last 10. Still a plus 46 run differential, which is hilarious. It's the highest in the NL Central, and they're in third place at 17-17. Cincinnati Reds 14-20 got blasted today, unfortunately. Well, that's what happens when you throw three young arms out there, every 5 days. Every once in a while, those young guys are going to do some terrible stuff. They're good at home, 10-8 at home at Great American Ballpark, but away, bad with 4-12. And my favorite part of this segment, the St. Louis Cardinals are 11-24.
Nobody feels bad for you, Cardinals.
Now if you really want to hear something funny, they spent all this money on Wilson Contreras to be their catcher, who is now going to play in the outfield and be their DH.
Yep. Oops.
Yeah.
Oops. Whoever pulled the trigger on that should get fired. They are bad. And here's the thing. It's hilarious listening to and watching Cardinal fans on social media and podcasts.
They are livid.
They are spoiled bitches, right? They are spoiled bitches. All right. So let me ask you guys a trivia question. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right.
When's the last time the Cardinals had back-to-back losing seasons?
Ooh.
That's been a while.
I'm going to say right before they got Ozzie Smith in the early 80s.
Nope.
No, I was going to say sometime in the 70s, but
nope.
60s.
Nope.
50s.
Yes. 58, 59.
Boy, I'm proud of myself. I guess 50.
I was still in somebody's nutsack, and he was still in somebody's nutsack.
These spoiled little boring bitches are losing their minds, and it's hilarious. It's my favorite thing to do, to go over to Cardinal fans, pages on Facebook and Twitter, and just throw the fuck out of them because they aren't used to losing. They've been so spoiled with winning that they can't
it's got
take
something
it.
to do with St. Louis because Budweiser's there too, and they're losing big time.
Well, it is a symptom of the area, at least. But they are 11-24. Think about this. They've only won 3 more games than the Oakland Athletics.
Wow. And
Yeah.
2 more games than the Kansas City Royals, who's right across the river.
They are literally the worst team in the National League, ladies and gentlemen.
No, they're a whole
I
state away. What are you
couldn't
talking
be
All they need now is
happier
a
about
possum, a stadium possum. They just need a stadium possum.
Yeah, like in Oakland, right? Yeah, no, that's terrible, man.
Dude,
So
I so hope that the A's become the Possums when they move to Vegas just to throw shade.
Nah, they're gonna
Just
be
to throw
athletic.
shade. I know they will be, but it would be hilarious. Or they could just even replace the elephant on their logo with possum. It would be
As
great.
long as they keep my boy Dallas, I'm good. But yeah, we got to finish up. We got to roll down a little bit. We can talk about some other things, so baseball wise, but I want to get through the standings at least. The Los Angeles Dodgers. We're all a little worried about them earlier. Yeah, they're gonna be
Fuck
fine.
the Dodgers.
The Dodgers are gonna Dodger. 2014.
That's right, I said it.
Plus 40 run differential.
Diamondbacks are
73 in
getting
the
close
last
again.
game. Well, they
Diamondbacks are
were,
moving up.
they were in first place, but the Diamondbacks are hanging right in there. Very young, scrappy team that not a lot of people know about. It's kind of a thing when you're on the West Coast. Most of us live on the other side. But if you get a chance to watch the Arizona Diamondbacks, do so. Scrappy young team. So yeah. They are only a half game back from the Dodgers. The Padres, who play the Dodgers, are playing
right now,
now.
and they're winning 2-0.
There you go. They could close that gap real quick. They're 18-16, 2 games behind, but it could be 1 game behind. Still have a negative one differential, 6-4 in the last 10. Giants, 15-18. They're terrible. They are my dark horse candidate for Shohei Ohtani. Because they made a big run up for Aaron Judge and came up short, but they're honestly willing to spend some serious money, and it would be pretty funny if they brought Trout and Shohei to San Francisco.
The Padres went after Aaron Judge too.
Everybody did. Why wouldn't you? I mean, I wouldn't have. If I was the Cubs GM, I would have like, no, fuck that guy. Like, no, he's not worth that much money. I'd rather spend that on 3 pitchers, but whatever. That's just me. But yeah, they're not doing well, Lee, and they're not going to do well for the rest of the year. The Colorado Rockies, although they're not the bottom of the basement of the NL, which is where the St. Louis Cardinals are. Hey, St. Louis Cardinal fans, they're still 14-21.
Well, that means you're almost as good as the Reds.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, that wraps up the NL. So. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. So everybody is curious. Some of us are doing a fantasy baseball league this year.
Oh, yeah?
So oddly enough, this will probably shock a lot of people.
Yeah.
Tim Full Metal Vet is in first place at 25-14-1. I'm in second place at 24-14-1.
How does fantasy baseball work?
You play for an entire week, and that's how you get your points.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Pops will send me his email, and I can put him on this one squad. The auto-drafted managers list team is 22-17-1. They're 3 games back. Then Mini is in fourth place at 17-18-5. Chris Benoit is in fifth place at 15-20-5. Or no, his friend is. Then Chris is in sixth at 16-22-2. My wife is in seventh place at 17-23. And Thomas Brickner is 16-23-1. He's in very, very, very taking up the rear, just like his New York Yankees are in last place.
I thought you were supposed to be the baseball guy.
Yep. And the punk rocker and me are in first and second place.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have time for fantasy baseball, so sorry. I've been so busy lately. I don't have time for fantasy baseball.
How the hell did you fuck that up?
What? What did we
I don't
fuck
know.
up?
Oh, Juan Soto ran into the wall.
No, well, that'll happen.
And
Well, why do
apparently
they
it was
put
a
those
double.
walls out there anyway?
Dude,
Rules
the Brewers.
and stuff.
I remember when the Brewers had Carlos Gomez. That guy was always running into the wall. Like he was. It was like he was trying to do that.
He's got sunglasses on and he's not wearing them.
Got him on top of his head?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like what? That's like wiping your ass before you take a shit. That makes no sense.
That's a fashion statement. Come on. That makes him look good.
Not when the sun's glaring in the outfield. It's like watching a retard fuck a doorknob. You don't want to see it, but it's kind of cool.
Emotional damage.
Perfect timing.
Jesus Christ, Mini.
See, we went off the rails again.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, I wasn't even involved either. I wasn't even involved in any of it. So there you go. There you go. So there you go. There you go.
Oh, there was. Yeah, I don't know. What else can we talk about as far as baseball? Max Scherzer struggling.
Wait a minute.
I'm sure. Hey, Minnie,
Help me
I'm sure.
understand this. The balk was the secondary move of the glove?
Yeah.
Was that was the balk?
That was the buck, not the leg movement, which there was none.
Yeah, there was
It
no
was just-
no leg movement at all.
Yeah.
He just went
Yeah.
and
Minnie. Hey, Minnie,
Namaste.
Minnie, you just asked the question, what else is there to talk about in MLB? Well, I don't know what else there is to talk about, but I guarantee you got more Yankees news that you're holding out on. I guarantee you got more Yankees news, dude. I'll put that on everything. You're holding out on Yankees news. You got more Yankees news.
I need to get on with Elon Musk on Twitter and like, hey, bro, is there any way you can get me to allow a hollow point to go through Twitter? Smack poke in the ass, because the fucking the evil empire that you so-called think I like. Yeah, no.
He hates the Yankees.
Yeah.
He hates the Yankees as much as I do.
He hates the Yankees so much, he's in bed with them. He loves them. That's how much he hates them. Sleeping with the enemy, baby boy.
Okay.
I'm just gonna enjoy my Rickroll every time you put it on. Hit me with it again. I like it.
Again? All right.
Why'd the music stop?
Striped bed sheets, baby.
Yeah.
Bro, in his heart, he'd never have he'd have this Cubby pinstripes on. But in his heart, we got the Yankee pinstripes.
Yeah, no. I don't know. A little worried about Max Scherzer. Justin Verlander is a bit of a problem. He came out a little rusty and got shellacked in his first debut. But, I mean, he won the Cy Young last year, so maybe he turns around. Because if he doesn't and Max doesn't, the fucking Mets are done. I don't know what's going on with the Cardinals other than maybe fire Marmol, fire your manager, because fucking
He ain't doing something right, because you had 2 call-ups in the outfield from AAA, and one of them was on like a 14-game hitting streak.
Yeah.
And then you just go, oh, well, this guy's coming off the IL. You're going back down.
Yeah. No.
And now you're moving your catcher to the outfield.
Yeah.
And you're calling up another catcher.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is. Yeah.
Money
I don't
tied
know.
up in contracts make you do stupid
The
things.
Pirates ran into the buzzsaw this weekend. That was it the Rays?
Tampa Bay Rays. Yeah.
No, they played.
They started the week with the Rays,
but
and then
They got whooped.
they
bet them
played
games.
Toronto.
yeah.
And both good teams, and they both handed the Pirates, for the most part, an ass whooping. So maybe the Buccos aren't for real. I don't know. I definitely know their pitching is a little suspect. It's a suspect. They're a suspect.
Hey, but they did win a game each from them. So
yeah, well, I mean, even a fucking broken clock is right twice a day, right? So I don't know. I'm a little concerned about that. And the NL Central may turn out to be once again the weakest division in baseball. Unfortunately, I don't have very much faith in my Cubbies. I already see the cracks in the walls, and that is the bullpen. We don't have a closer. We need to find one. I think Keegan Thompson would be the guy. Like Rossi gives, look, you're the dude. Here you go. Go close games, bitch. And put Asley and everybody in there behind them and establish a 6, 7, 8, 9 order with those relievers. But great surprise, great part about it is I love Cody Bellinger's resurgence. The guy is actually legit. I keep waiting for him to fall off, and it's not falling off. The guy keeps playing great. And I hope if he keeps this all the way till the All-Star break, I hope they give him an extension and lock that dude up because he's always been a hell of a center fielder. For one of the fastest dudes in the MLB, by the way, if you didn't know that. He's
resting stone face.
Yeah, super fast. So hopefully that goes on. But there's holes, especially towards the bottom of that lineup. There's holes in that rotation. Justin Steele has been a great addition. Smiley is doing great. Marcus Stroman is finally doing what Marcus Stroman was paid to do. So that's good. But like I said, they're a third place team at best, more than likely. I hope they don't buy anything this year. If they do sell anything, I hope it's nothing, that important for the future or it helps out in the near future. But other than that, I don't know, man. I'm loving watching a lot of games. Had a lot of fun watching the Padres Dodgers. Probably going to watch a little bit of that after this show.
Hey, did anybody watch Amish NASCAR on Saturday?
I did not watch Amish NASCAR.
All I really heard for sure was like 6 horses died in a weekend.
7.
Correct.
7.
7 now. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's like a tornado went through. The death count just like changes every day.
Man, I don't know if this place has a synthetic track, but that's typical of places with synthetic tracks.
No, Derby.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, that's dirt, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. Thank God.
No, but it kind of makes you wonder, is there like some kind of new like with the PEDs in any other sport? Is there
they're doing something. Yeah.
There's something new that's out there that hasn't been traced yet on a drug test, and all these owners are giving it to their horses.
I'll tell you this from inside experience that the cost to not only buy a horse, house a horse, raise a horse, train it, feed it, run it is fucking insane.
Yeah,
you normally lose,
and to make that horse make money, some people are willing to do horrible fucking things to get that horse in and get that horse. Look, you don't have to win to win. You place, you still get money.
It's not called the Sport of Kings for nothing, right?
Yeah,
but they will do horrible shit to those horses just to fucking win because the amount of money and pressure on those trainers is insane.
Well, they got 6 horses that died this week.
7.
Downs.
7. I said
now?
6, and they
7
told me
now.
7 now.
7
That's
now.
unreal.
Yeah, dude. I wish I could remember.
Just wait. Tomorrow, the Biden administration is going to jump in and be like, "We need to do something about this." Like, no. How about take care of a lot of 50 other things that you fucked up? No, you can get involved in the horse racing now. That's good use of government resources. But they're going to do it. Somebody's going to do it tomorrow.
Of course.
Know it.
I wish I could remember who said it. I just heard this quote this week. a racehorse is a lottery ticket you got to feed.
Yep.
Yeah. They're like boats.
So they're going to, if
Yep.
you can juice your lottery ticket, I hacked the number somehow. Yeah,
What
you're
would
gonna
you
try.
do with your lottery ticket? You'd do anything to make that mother Hubbard
Exactly.
freaking win, man.
Exactly. And it's horrible. I don't know.
Is it as brutal as the cockfights?
Yeah, I think it's worse.
Probably right.
Worse than
Probably
cockfighting.
I think it's worse.
Right? Worse,
I think
right?
it's worse.
Because here cockfighting is like upfront and honest.
I think.
Did
I
you
think
go to the?
If you look at how much jockey get paid and how much they how much they have to do to go through, even looking at the guys who aren't jockeys yet or want to be, who have to warm up these horses and do the training, and they live in squalor shit conditions on beautiful tracks. It's fucking mind blowing. If you dive into horse racing, it is absolutely mind blowing how shitty it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go the whole route. You look at all the volunteers that work to cover the entrance to racetracks and to horse racing, auto racing, golf. Those are all volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
Volunteering to help multimillionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And why?
Nope. Never
Because
gonna
they
get me
want to
to
be around multimillionaires.
No. Oh, people are strange when they're strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Which city did you go to the cockfights in?
That was in Cebu. I spent a lot of time in Cebu. I spent a whole week there.
Did you stick around afterwards? Sometimes they got Eskrima fights there too.
They got a
You know what that is? Eskrima, Cali, Arnis, a few different names for it. But that's where they fight with the rattan sticks.
Oh, maybe that's what the guy was talking about. He said we got more fights. And I thought he meant rooster fights. And we left.
You
We
get
left
different
after
age groups.
Yeah.
You'll get kids that are doing that shit. They come out there with the wooden sticks and just fucking smack each other's fucking heads off.
Nice.
That sounds like a totally brutal sport, bro. I think the bare knuckle boxing is brutal enough for us, dude.
What about Dana White's Power Slap League?
That's just what freaking juveniles do in the freaking garage when their freaking dad ain't home, dude.
Yeah.
That's stupid, bro.
Yeah.
That don't pass the playground test with me. That's like freaking some dumb shit, bro. Like that's some game I would have played when I was young and stupid.
But like Eskrima
That
with
was
those,
why you turned out the way you did.
I'll tell you what, I did not make it through my 20s without a significant amount of brain damage from alcohol and fights in the street, man. That kind of comes with the territory. Like, I mean, I never started no fights, man. I ain't no fight starter, dude. I'm not a confrontational person, but like when you're hanging around with these jarheads, these young jarheads, it kind of goes along with the deal, man.
And
you know,
it's not just jarhead. Believe it or not, I went to an exclusive high school in Cincinnati for brainiacs, and yet I had classmates that played on football team who invited me to go to the fights, and it was just we're going down to the corner and somebody will be there and we'll fight, and that's exactly what they did. They just went out every night to fight.
Stay golden, pony boy.
That sounds like some guys I knew in the military for sure, man. Brent Fairhurst, Mark Perry, if you're out there, I just freaking called you out. What's up?
They love you.
I just called you out. Come on the show.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Yeah, no, I'd love Brent to come on. He's hilarious.
Anybody ever find Tatum?
No, I don't think that dude's alive.
Oh,
I don't know. We've tried. I've looked. I don't know. I'm not very good at that shit, but yeah, I haven't come up with nothing as far as that.
Did he end up with a dishonorable discharge, or did he stay in?
No, he got other than honorable.
Okay, well that's better than nothing.
No, he got that changed back to an honorable after so many years.
Yeah.
That
was funny. He was looking for any way he could to change his name and social security number and all kinds of stuff. It was unreal.
Yeah, he was a lunatic for sure.
He was definitely a lunatic.
Yeah. but good guy having a fight. He dude could fight like he's going on style. All right.
Man.
Final thoughts, boys. Pops, you're up first.
Just realize, and John's got the perfect sweater or shirt on, that the 22 is a freaking ridiculous number. And somehow we're letting people get through, and there's no reason. Ask people how they're doing. Just ask them and then sit back and listen, because people are not talking to people. That's it.
Yep. All right. Doc, what you got?
Like I always say, if somebody reaches out to you, just listen. Don't offer a solution. Just let them get it off their chest, and then tell them to, I'll come over. Let's go get a drink or something. Get them out of their house. Other than that, know that you are of value. You're not alone. You can do great things. Other than that, if you are a 76ers fan, you can go choke on a dick. If you're a Dodgers fan, you can suck a rotten egg because LA fucking sucks.
Emotional damage.
If you are a Yankee, Blue Jays, Orioles, or a Rays fan, I don't give two shits. And I will divert my time over to Pook.
There you go.
Brother Bishop Pook Dawg. Are you ready? I don't want you to give it away, but are you ready for what we're gonna do next week?
Yeah, I'm not ready yet. Obviously, I gotta get some things. I gotta get some things together.
My stuff's still in transit.
See, I got things in my mind's eye what I'm gonna do. I got an issue because it's getting hot out here. It's 85 degrees a day. Right before we touched down from the Philippines,
You gonna be okay?
They had some 100-degree days. No, listen to me. Hear me now. Like for next week, dude. The brother Bishop Pook Dawg.
Better show up, son.
All right, I'm gonna, but listen to the hardship I got. I'm gonna be taking my truck down to right after my shift on Saturday morning, like 4 a.m. I'm gonna be taking my truck down to Tecate to get it worked on, get the air conditioner fixed because something's wrong in the dashboard. So I gotta get that squared away.
Most people drive their trucks from the United States to Mexico to get them fixed, but all right.
Bro, I got my people down there, homie. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
these guys coming back with beer.
There's a lot of people down there.
These guys
What's
love
the donkey's
me,
name?
bro.
The
These
last
guys love
place.
me, bro.
Yeah,
These
what
guys
is the
love me,
donkey's
bro.
name?
I don't know.
What the hell are you talking about, you little wild man?
It's Jorge,
It's Jorge, the donkey's name.
Man,
and it's a goat.
Oh, it's a goat.
A goat.
Look, man.
A goat that can fix air conditioners. This is something.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm getting lampooned. It's all good.
Yes, you are.
Okay, that's all
You
good.
are.
Keep it.
Bro,
Come on,
you've been
guys.
gone for 3 weeks. You think we're gonna break your fucking balls? Get the fuck out of here.
Whoa, man.
Oh yeah, and
Don't
you
be-
have been
This
sentenced.
has nothing to do with me, Minnie. This has all this repressed anger you have because you live with the lie of the Cubs fan. Just come out. Just come out. Come out of the closet with the Yankees. Come out of the closet, man. It's okay. I'll give you a hug.
Emotional damage.
I'll give you a hug, bro. I'll buy you a jersey.
All right, you buy me
Come out
a
of the
Yankees
closet.
jersey.
Oh yeah, if you come out of the closet,
Suck it,
just
burn it on air.
set yourself free, man. Stop living the lie. Stop living the lie. Don't live the lie, Playboy. Don't live the lie.
Oh man, you're lucky. I love you so much, man.
Right on, bro.
All right, what do you got? What do you got? Finish up. Go,
My
let's
final
go. We
thoughts.
gotta get out
Well,
of here.
okay, we gotta get out of here, but I just want to say that I'm going vegan now. I'm going to save the planet.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm literally on my I think my 8th vax. I think when I went in to see the pharmacist, he was laughing at me I didn't get it either. I didn't understand that. But
You
he
ain't
was,
fully
laughing.
vaxxed until you're dead.
he's dude, that's what I believe in. I believe in that wholeheartedly. You ain't fully vaxxed till you're dead. Come on, give me another vax. So vaccinate your mom, vaccinate your
Do what
mouth,
the world
you know?
government tells you to do.
Bro, I'm telling you, right? So Bill Gates
my
is coming
God,
up with this
move
new
the
meat.
fuck on.
He's coming up with this new meat. I can't wait to try it.
Was
Can
it
you
called
wait to get-
Impossible Meat?
Dude, yeah, I'm gonna get this is actually being made from cancer cells, but I'm sure it's safe and effective. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's just like the vaccination. I'm sure it's gonna be all good for everybody. That's why he's buying up all the farm, but I'm sure it's gonna be great for
Bill
everybody.
Gates definitely looks like the guy you want to take health advice.
Oh hell yeah! He is it. He's it. Dr. Fauci. He is the science, bro. You know it all the way. Dr. Fauci's the science. You know it. You know how I feel about
All right,
this.
wrap it up.
Hey, I'll wrap it up with this. I gotta get a Tesla.
Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
I'll tell you what. I gotta get a Tesla because when I get that Neuralink, I want to be able to park that shit like this. You know what I'm saying? When I get the brain implant. You know what I mean? All right. So that's all I gotta say. I'm out. Pook's out.
All right, T, what you got?
Well, ending on that, brain implants sound like the devil. So yeah, avoid that shit. Don't be like the Pook, the subservient one world government guy he is.
I support the current thing.
Oh man, this is a hilarious ending. Yeah, but good to be back. Glad to see everybody again.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Yeah, I know. I'm away too many times. Gotta
Yes,
get
you
into
are.
Gotta get into a more regular schedule. That's for sure. But yeah, I appreciate seeing everybody. I'm hoping to be back with everybody next weekend, and I don't know about the weekend after that though, because of the damn hockey tournament. But
weird hockey.
I will. Yeah, right.
I know, man.
But I'll try to get here when I can and more often than what it's been.
We always love having you, man. You're one of our people.
Sorry, I've been gone.
No worries. You're one of our
Good talk
people,
to you.
man.
Right
Good
on,
talking
right on,
with you
T.
earlier today.
It's awesome having you, man.
Right on,
It really
T.
is.
Save the planet, T. Save the planet, T.
Oh
Right
God, Pook.
Right on, T.
All right.
Remember, never take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Been there, done that. A members only jacket shot around through my apartment. Did see the cast for 2 weeks. I understand the chronic pain. I understand the chronic depression. And here's the thing: gotta reach out. You gotta reach out, and that you've got to find something. You got to find a new mission. All right, it's not just good enough to just talk one night and I feel better, because that's not gonna fucking work, is it?
Keep it going.
You got to find a new mission. I don't know if it's fucking running. I don't know if it's working for we're helping out kids at Special Olympics, something like that. Something that gives you a mission, something that you have to be responsible for, something that gives you purpose, because that's what the military rewired your brain to do. So guess what? Unless you want to go through years of unwiring that shit, might as well just be who you are and use that to your advantage. Other than that, thank you, Pook. Thank you, T. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Pops. Thank you, everybody who tuned in to the show. Chris Benoit Balls, and Dean, and everybody else for another great show. Another great episode of Sports Church.
Oh, no. He's
God
trying
bless
to lie.
everybody, big dating game kiss.